Okay, we're live. We should be live. Yes, we're live. And today we're looking at working on USF's Patel College of Global Sustainability in Roblox. And so we want to make this playable in AltSpace. And the problem is that I've made the floor for the second floor and for the first floor these really kludgy little panels, and there's a whole bunch of them, as you can see. And then I have got to make sure that they're all at the same height. So if I'm on like this part of the floor here, and I go down, and it's like positions at 14.469, and it really should be 15. So I do that, and it brings it up to, oops, didn't even bring it up. So you can see how this is like takes an enormous amount of time. And then click off it. Let's see, it didn't even do it. Now, why is that? I don't know. It's just brutal. So it's not even doing it. So there's got to be a better way, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all of my floor pieces. I'm going to get rid of all these and delete them. And now we can kind of see through to the first floor. And what I'm going to do instead, and I'm going to get rid of the first floor pieces too, because it's a big old mess. So, yeah, like all that floor. So now I've gotten rid of the floor. I ain't got no floor. And I want to put a floor in, and I don't want it to look like the master plan. So I'm going to create a plane. Let's see if this route works. I'm going to go to part, and I'm going to create a block. Where did that block go? There it is, on the ground somewhere. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to name this floor, first floor. And I'll take that block, and I will scale it in weird ways. I don't know why it comes in the rotation it does, but it does. So let me rotate it a bit like that, and I'm going to scale it on up. I don't need it for the auditorium, because the auditorium I already have a floor for. I may have to do this in two pictures, in two slices, just to get this last bit here, because I really don't want to make it and keep the auditorium. So, and I may have to do a third piece over there. But let's start with this, and then I can take that first floor and change its position down to a y of 1. Let's see if that, if I zoom in on it, is that good. Yeah. But the problem is, of course, that it's, I'll change the color. What color, by the way, is Patel? Let's go look and see what color Patel is. So to do that, let's go to Chrome. And let's go to Facebook, and let's go to Patel Reference Photos, and go to Photos. Actually, go to Posts, and go to Posts from You. There we go. So now I have my reference photos. Right. So let's go look at, so those floors are this sort of blocky thing. Kind of looks like, and they have carpet on those parts, but this part here is blocky. I wonder if when you go down the hall, what happens. We could get away with having it be There's carpet in this room, obviously. A lot of pictures of that. But yes, there's the picture I wanted to see. So all the way down the hall, it's that sort of false woodblock thing. So let's go back and for Roblox Studio. I think I'm going to put the floor in, and then I'm going to lay any carpet that I want down top of that floor. So let's go to material and go to, it's not marble, it's more like wood planks, to tell you the truth, even though it's not wood. And there's sort of like nail things in there. And then the color was kind of off-white. So if the color was a kind of off-white, and I want to make it more toward the yellowish side of it. It ain't perfect, but anyway, it's there and it's at the right height. So yeah, what then do you do with, what do you do with this? These parts here. And so here's where you're going to use negate and union. So I'm going to create another part to make a block, and I'm going to move it. Oops, move it. There it is. I'm going to move this block over, and I'm going to scale it up a bit. And it's going to be my sort of chopper's block. And I'm going to have to do this procedure a bunch. So actually, if I pick red, then you won't know that it's actually worked. So I'm going to pick green, sort of bright green, and then when it turns into a negate, we'll know it. So, okay. I'm going to take this block, and I'm going to come down here in scale and give it some depth. So it's a cutout block. I don't think there's anything else underneath here to worry about at this point. I can actually move it up a bit. There, so I know it'll cut that out. And bring it over here to just inside the wall. And now what I'm going to do, let me copy that so I have another copy of it ready. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to hit negate, and it kind of turns reddish. And I'm going to tell it to negate. I can make it bigger. Can I still make it bigger while it's in negate form? Yeah, I can. Although all is one piece now. But before I do that, yikes, I need to get this out of the way. And get... It's not... what is that piece? Alright, so that's the negative part. Shift-click on the first floor and say union, and it chopped that out. And now it's part of it called the union. And so this is where it can get really tricky, because this union now is first floor with one piece removed. I think I'll remember it like that, because this is going to happen a bunch. So now I'm going to duplicate that and move that over. Take this piece and turn it into, well, actually before I do that, scale it and move it. And so I'm going to use these as sort of cutting blocks. And because Roblox does not give you good ways to work with meshes, like there's no way to grab vertices and get irregular shapes, this seems like the most expedient way to do it, unfortunately. There's still going to be some messes around there unless you really go for the calculus and just do little bits. Okay, see, even that is like going to be cutting into the wall. But then make this into a negate. Grab the piece here and say union. And then it takes out that chunk, but now it says that it is a union again. Now it has to be first floor with 2 pieces negated. I don't know. Just a way to keep track of what you're doing. Grab this piece. If anybody else has better ideas for how to do this, I am all ears. But it really has been a burden trying to create floors for uneven spaces, and I think that despite the labor here, chopping it out on the outside is a lot better than trying to do my floors on the inside and getting weird artifacts and not having them be at the same level. I should be able to, in this case, scale this out to here. If I scale that out, it starts cutting in, but at least I can get rid of most of this. And then I'll have to turn around and get rid of that part. So this one here, this part, I need to duplicate it, by the way, because I'm going to be doing this procedure again. Take it out there, select this, hit negate, click on the floor, and say union. It gets rid of that. And that is now first floor with 3 parts negated. And you just keep doing that. There's Control D to get another copy of this. Now take this one and bring it in. And get rid of this floating artifact here the same way. I mean, I can scale this down. I don't know if it has any memory effect. So this is becoming our negate. Then we grab the floor. Did it grab the floor? I don't know if it did because it's covering it. Okay, big problem. Negative part. Negative part. It's not even letting me in to grab it. Okay, grab that. First floor with negate. Now, I should put the negative part. You know, there's a good way to do this. Let's make a folder. Let's go in here and make a folder, and we'll call this folder the first floor negate. I shouldn't spell it, so first floor negate folder. Then I can drop this into that folder. Well, no, because that folder's above this. So I gotta bring this folder up to the top, actually. So use the scroll wheel, drop that into the workspace. Now find my negate part and bring it up to the folder. And then find my part here and bring it up to the folder. There. Now, all I have to do is take my negate part and over here do my control click and say union. Now that piece is gone. Now because it's in the folder, I guess I don't have to keep renaming it because it's always going to be called union no matter what. So I can go now to the other parts of it. This is a lot easier now. It's still going to take some time. And grab this piece and just for the sake of trimming, I guess, well, let's see. Maybe if I grab this now, the union, and go to scale, will it let me scale it back? Yeah, it will, but it shrinks the whole thing down, so not really practical. All right, in that case, we'll come to the little parts later on. Let's just move this over here and bring it down that way and rotate it. And scale it. Right, I mean, I can let it come out to here, and let it come out to here, and I'll still have little bits that I'll have to work on. But it seems like the best use of that geometry. Move it in a little closer to the wall. And right, so take that part and call it negate. And then, ooh, I didn't copy it. Let me go Control Z, Control D, move it over there. Give it name, negate part. And then this one here, it's just called part, but as soon as I hit negate, it gets turned into negative part, and I bring it up and drop it in the folder. And then I just do that. I grab the union by control clicking and say union. And that takes care of that little bit. And let's get the other part. So so there's definite ease in doing this relative to what I was doing before by trying to create each floor separately, given that it's not an orthogonal geometry. It's not just straight lines. So we're trying to compromise with the limitations of the Roblox Studio tools. So here, let me turn this around. All right. Once again, I don't know if this is necessary, but I like to scale it down so that I'm not using up extra, I don't know, real estate or whatever it is that happens in the brain of a computer. So this negate part I want to duplicate again, so I have another negate part in the wings. Go. Take this one and negate it. Bring it up. Maybe I can cut Control X and then come up to the folder. It's a lot faster, and do paste into. Yep, that works much faster than using the scroll wheel. And pick the union and hit union. And did nothing happen? Oh, wait a minute. Who's the union? You're the union. Yeah. And the negative part. And union. And nothing happened. Alright. Something's bizarre about that. Maybe it's above it. Maybe I didn't get down into it. So let's see what we're doing here with this negative part. Move button. Oh, weird. Okay. That negate part, we wanted to negate it. Then I cut it. And then I came up here and I pasted it into here. And I selected them both and I hit union and nothing happened. Yeah. Alright, that is weird. Let me separate. Let me... So I don't know what that is. Delete. Ooh, delete. Ooh. Just happened there. I just deleted everything. Shoot. Alright, I just wanted to delete. Oh, there's that negative part. Oh gosh. Okay, go back. So something is happening that's not good. Maybe they don't let you negate make too many unions. Maybe I've run out of union sympathizers. Because you'd think if you go to union there and click on union. Yes, it worked. I don't know what I did differently that time, but it worked. That's sort of strange. Okay. So you see the potential here. It's not horrible. It's just not great. Rotate this. See if we can get something else out of this before it all goes to hell. On this back wall here. A little that doesn't have any floor back in this other place. It's not such a big disaster because nobody goes in that room anyway. So you make some compromises like in Hollywood in the back lot. The sets are empty behind if the camera's not going to go in there. And just sort of like deal with that reality. Alright, so this negate part is then hitting on negate. And I guess I can just scroll up and then click on, I don't have to put it in the folder. Okay, open the, oh, that's weird. Oh, sorry, it got, when it clicked, it made a union that went out of the folder, so I wonder what happens if I go up to here and bring it back in the folder. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. Okay, that's a mess. Alright, so what did we learn here? We learned that you have to drag it up. Cutting and pasting can be a drag. And here I am dragging. Okay, so that's better. Now take that negative part and zoom on up here to my folder, to the union, and hit, oh, I didn't do them together, did I? Sorry, take this, go up here, control click, and hit union. Yeah, and that took care of that. Alright, that's not horrible, is it? I mean, still that piece there that has to be done, but we can do that later on. So I'll grab this union, which I'm going to call, it's always false name union, and call it first floor with negates. Negates, plural. And now I'm going to take that and scroll it up. Don't cut and paste it. We showed that that sort of has problems. And put that in. All right, now I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to call this second floor with negates. Grab it and lift it up and put it on the second floor, which should be, I should change the color so I know that it's a different color. I'm going to go for a tan. I'm going to go for a tan. But it doesn't want to go for a tan. I suppose that with negates you can't change the material? And you can't change the color, really? Well, I guess that's what happens when you make unions. They get stodgy. What's that union? So they're the same color. There's the elevator. Ooh, and I have to do one more negate for the elevator shaft. And I'm going to have to create another piece for the kitchen that got too deep in there. That's not a horrible thing. I can actually take this piece here. That's one of my options. No, I'm going to delete that. Let's see. For those two pieces that are missing there, the tool I'll use is a wedge part. And the wedge part, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to rotate this wedge. How am I going to rotate this wedge? I'm going to rotate this wedge like rotation, orientation by position, orientation by 90 degrees in the z-axis. And straight up and down. And then I'm going to turn it. Let's see. Turn the wedge. I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees. Or is it, let me get rid of that 90 up here. Now one is the hypotenuse and one is the straight. So I'm going to take it, scale it, and I also have to scale it so it's much thinner. And then rotate it. So this is what I mean about patching the floor together. This is what I was having to do for everything. It's not the right color. There it is. But it's much better to do it in small pieces like this than the way I was doing it, which was a major pain in the butt. So scale that out and scale that out. Right. Okay. Oops, it's showing in there. Not perfect by any stretch of imagination. Still showing. It's against the wall there. It's a bit dodgy over here, but if I thicken this wall, no one will know except the few, the proud, the many. Most people aren't going to see it. At least they won't be able to see it from outside, and it's doubtful people will notice it even from inside. It'll cover the floor. Who knows what the real thickness of walls are from inside a building? I mean, really. So, now to scale this down. Much better. Oh, and of course, that would be floor, kitchen, first floor wedge, and that's going to go down to the bottom here. And then I'm going to copy that and bring this one up, and it becomes second floor. Second floor wedge. There we go. Whew. And it looks like there's a piece here that's missing, but the way to do that is in the old Hollywood thing. So why don't we just cover it up with something like a shelf or something? Why bother putting a floor? Let's move the refrigerator. We can get the refrigerator. No. You refrigerator. Let's move you over to the wall. Let's move you over. Sink. It's not going to be exactly realistic. And then let's get a little cabinet for that part. For that part there, let's get a cabinet. Where do we get a cabinet? Go to whoops. Toolbox. And let's put in kitchen cabinet. See if somebody's created a nice kitchen cabinet for us. Let me grab this one. Oh, way too small. What is that? Not like that. How about this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll put this kitchen cabinet in. We'll cover up the hole in the floor. Only the rats will know that there's actually was a hole in the floor, but this fits pretty good, pretty well. All the little cheats that we can do. So, hey, there's a hole in the floor. Hey, that doesn't look like what's really at Patel. That doesn't exist. As if anybody's going to go inside the building if this Florida can't get this virus under control. Hole in the floor there. And the microwave we'll put on the wall. Alright. Garbage can. A bit low. This counter was done with negates as well, and it was a total mess because it's a huge. I made the part I used was a cylinder, and then I cut out everything just to get this one little section to get a curve. It was really messy. I should have probably used straight pieces and sort of like with the calculus, just made a bunch of small straight pieces until I approximated a curve. That is the essence of calculus, after all. But you try different techniques in this game and in life. What I like about this refrigerator is it doesn't open. And part of the joy of the game is having a fridge that opens. So let me get rid of that. Let me go for a refrigerator and see if I can find one that actually works. It's a working refrigerator. I know they exist because I put one in another game.
What do you think to it?
I usually don't. Now, there looks like there's nothing in this refrigerator. If you look at the transparency, the question is, will it open? And the way to know that is to look and see if it has a script attached. So there's a refrig. We open it, it just says part, snap, part. No, this doesn't have a script in it. Fully on that. Let's see if I just put fridge. This one seems, I think that little symbol there means it works. I think got 146 votes, so a lot of people like it. So let's get rid of this and go to that one. Huh. Why did that get 146 votes if it just looks like nothing? Ah, because it's much more than nothing. Look at the other side. Hey, cool. Alrighty. Cool. Now I'm really eager to try this fridge out. Move that over. So to try it out, I still need to punch a hole in the floor here. And I'm going to check, where is my floor, by the way? Its position is 15.95. I think I should make it 15.9. No, it won't let me. Let me edit, I don't know why. I'm going to increment this move by 0.1 stud at a time. It's 15.45. That's too low. There. 15.25. Well, that's why I was thinking 15 would be just fine. It's hard to get to 15. 14.95, 15.03, 15.15. 13.75, 85, 05. Can I really not get, if I move it by 0.05 studs, will that help? So now it's by moving up here, 0.05 studs, and then go down. 85, 15, I got it. I got it on 15. That's where I really wanted it. And then I can do the same thing here. 16, 15, 14.99, 15.08. Ooh, such fine movement. Hard. 14.99. Close enough for military work or government work, as they say. Now I've got to get in here. Let me, by the way, save this. Got to get in here and got to knock this out. So we're going to create another part. It's going to be a block again. I'm going to take this block and I'm going to rotate it and transform it. Now I can make it a little bigger because I just want to get the floor out there, but of course I don't want to see a gap. So it's looking a little better. Let's move it down into the floor. Let's change its material because it's a killer part. Let's make it plastic, and let's make it green so we can see it. And then we have to scale it here, but it's not rotated properly. We gotta scale it this way, and we have to scale it this way. Chop out that bit of floor. Let's keep in mind that the other elevator is there, so we gotta extend it out through the other elevator. Let's bring it out to there. Let's bring it into there. And let's bring it out to there. Alright, this will chop the floor out. It should chop the floor out. This is part, I'm going to make it a negate. And then I'm going to select the floor, but I'm going to select it from up here just in case. First floor with negate. It's the second floor with negate. Control click and union. And did it work? No, it didn't work. Why? Why didn't it work? Alright, what's going on? This is... Oh boy, that's a bad mess. So I have this thing here, the negative part, and it's stuck. Now maybe it's not deep enough. I scale it down. Let's take a deep dive inside and see what's going on in here. No, it's plenty deep. So this is the negate. And then I took the first floor, second floor. Is this the second floor? Should be the second floor. I mean, what happens if I just click off it and then click on it? Yeah, that's the second floor. And then I come in and click on the negate and say union. Ah, it worked that time. Stranger than fiction, right? So there's the elevator, and there's a hole in there, and the same thing in here, and I still have to cut out my piece for that door. Both elevators won't work. And this was a pain, so I might as well do it. Might as well go about it like I did before. What I did, save this. I created a part. I brought the part down. Let me make it the same size as this one. And let me scale it up. And let me scale it out. Oops. And I took that part, and that's going to be my negate part for the elevator door that's not there. Alright, so that was the negate part that I used or made. I'm going to call it elevator, let's call it negate elevator part. And I take it over and place it where I want to get out of the elevator, which is exactly opposite from the other side. So let me push that through. And make sure it's right. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So this, I better make a couple copies of it. There's one copy. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, shoot. What is that? Yeah, it's a union. I don't know what this union is. The gate elevator part. Alright. Something weird is happening. There's my part. So what I wanted to do with that, as I said, is I wanted to copy it so I have... What on earth is this? I have another negate elevator part. Look at that. It's inside the shaft. I'll move it over to the other elevator shaft. I may need this later on, so I'm going to keep that. But where's the part? There's this part, right? I got two of these. Oh, I want to, oopsie. This one's nicely centered, so I'm going to move it out like that. I'm going to take this one here and move it in place. And this is the west elevator, and I'm looking for the shaft wall, I believe. Shaft wall back. I'm taking that and I'm connecting it to this, and I'm hitting, oops, but this first has to be negated. Oh, the whole thing got negated. That wasn't good. No, I just want this. I click off. Stop it. Click this and negate it. And now find the Otis elevator. Can't click, it's too dangerous. And find the shaft wall back. And hit union. And that becomes shaft wall back negated. And then take this again. Why did it show up? That's weird. Shaft wall back. And this doesn't like that. Ooh, lordy. Wait a minute. Undo, undo. Alright, what do we got going on here? You got this, and we say negate, right? Then we find the Otis shaft wall back, and shift click on it, and say union. Alright. So something must have happened there, because I have a union. This union is now, gotta change the name or I'll lose it. Elevator west shaft union, whatever that is. And if I start diving in here with Shift W, yeah, it did make a cut. It made a cut right there. But there's a piece of wall still in there, and this piece of wall is a shaft wall back. So shaft wall back has to go on to a different negate. And that other negate is this piece here. So you have to do this in stages, like I said. So I'd better make another copy of this, bring this in, negate it, and then I have to find my shaft wall back. One way I might be able to do that is diving into the elevator. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. I got to find shaft wall back now. So the Otis, where are you, Otis? There you are. Shaft wall back. Ooh, okay. And then there, control and union. Aha, we did it. All right, we opened up a door. Good for us, but now we got to do the same thing in the elevator. And to do that, I'm going to take our piece here, or we take this piece. I guess neither one matters, either one. So we're going to bring this down into the elevator, and then we're going to chase it down into the elevator. Okay. Yeah, if I can find the way into the elevator. Help me! Alright. There's the elevator. Count in. There it is. Okay. Slowly, slowly, slowly. How did this box get in there? That's weird. That shouldn't be there. That's the elevator pump box frame, and it's stuck inside the elevator. Not good. Let's move it out. Oh, the whole thing is there. Yikes. Ugh. Door charger, motor wire, cabinet. This is the Otis hydraulic motor, and it has no business being inside the elevator. That is so weird. Get out of the elevator. You don't belong here. You're a motor. Oh well, you know what? I can take it out. Let me, move them out. So there's the elevator motor. Like, why is the elevator motor inside the elevator? Well, it isn't anymore. So let's go back inside the elevator. And now, whoa, forward. We push this to the door and bring it down. So I can't find, there it is, the little green knob there. That's what we're going to move in there. Although I think what we learned, no, we don't actually, I'm going to delete this. When we're in the elevator, what we learned is that we can alt-click and we can take that car cab wall and just move it up. And take this railing and move it up as well, because we're not using the railing. It can just be a decorative feature. Take this one here and scale it up, or scale it back out. Take this one here and scale it out. And then take this one and scale it this way to make a sort of header. And this way, then grab this one and move it up. Now there is this back wall here called car door frame, and in it there's a mesh. What can we do with this? Can we scale it up? Yes, we can, because it came down to here. So that's the car door frame. Nobody's going to see that from inside. And then what about this guy? Control. Yeah, there's that part. Well, we're doing a lot of doctoring here. That reveals that. And then there's these bars, which can be moved over. Cage. This is a very detailed elevator, which is cool. So that'll make it kind of look like a door. And then we have the brick wall, but that's okay because the brick wall we cut out in the other thing. So this is an elevator with a door on one side and nothing on the other. Alright, that should work. Publish to Roblox. Let's play it and see if the refrigerator opens. That'll be fun. So you're a dancer. So now he spawns in the tree for a reason we still don't understand. He goes racing over. Oh, and the whole thing starts falling apart. There's a huge earthquake.
wow.
I know why that is. That is because I did not anchor the floor.
That's the floor of what?
Floor of the second floor.
I thought it looks like a ceiling.
It does look like a ceiling. I don't know why it jumped up so high. So we got to quit that. All right, so the problem was that we didn't anchor it, and that's this little anchor button here. And anytime you add something new, you need to anchor it. I found the most expedient way to do that is to anchor everything. So I'm going to go,
Just press on one button?
yeah, well, once you select everything, if you want everything anchored. So I'm anchoring everything, selecting all that, and then going anchor. See, now anchor's off, now anchor's on. Now with the anchor on, it should work much better. You go to play. Now it shouldn't fall apart. You'll see. Guys in the tree. I'm going to turn on my run button. I put in a script for running. That makes things much faster. Jump, jump. Ooh, oops. Sorry.
What?
He's stuck.
Oh my gosh.
Oof, that was bad. I gotta
How can we
change
fix that?
because I have to change the floor. Ah! Come on, buddy.
That's it. I'm glad there's this.
It's like an obby.
Try to know what to put. So.
There we go. I'll go into this door. If this door will open. Come on, open. There you go. Go down the stairs. La, 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 la.
I said it before. We were never able to do that in real life. We don't go through this.
No, I know, I'm not allowed. I have to make the walls here. This is all messed up. Yeah, I go to the elevator. Let's go to the new elevator that I just fixed.
Where is the small? Where is the big gate?
As you can see, there's just a blank wall there, but that's necessary until I learn how to import this door, and maybe it'll import its animations. I'm going to click on second floor.
So you did 4.
I did 4?
Yeah, click on 4.
Oh, shoot. Ah! Let's see what floor I'm on. 2. Yay! And it stops. And it's a bit kludgy, but yeah, you got it there. And there's the other one. So you can definitely fall and fall to your death. Now the refrigerator we wanted to see, does it work?
I like the.
Yeah.
But the fridge
Look
is
at that,
taller
yay.
than this.
Yeah, no, well, that's what we got. At least it's got, the other ones were taller, but they had no animation.
Oh, it's relative to your size.
I bet I can even put an object in there.
I think it's good.
Even that opens, look at that. That doesn't, but that one there actually
what about
opens.
the freezer?
The water thing doesn't work. The freezer? Yeah, the freezer opens. Ooh, knocks him back. Amazing. Does the sink work? No, the sink doesn't work. Microwave? Oh, the microwave turns on.
It's it should be not in the middle, honey, but it's fixed, right? Did you bring
Yeah.
the microwave?
And there's
Was
that
it
hole in the
on,
floor.
What is that?
That's a hole in the floor.
Because it's cement. Did you have this microwave alone, or what came with the kitchen?
No, I brought it in alone.
You can move it to the other side. It's not in the middle.
Well, that's for you. That's the details you have to work on. All right, the couch is still buried too low. My
Where's
office.
the light?
I put in the table. Oh, but it's
It's
yeah, the bottom
a
just
mat now.
I know. But at least the floor is in, and that was my purpose, was in showing that the floor. Oh, and look, now there's a floor here where there's not supposed to be. So I have to go out and remove that part of the floor. That's the stuff that goes down to the bottom of
You need to cut that
the
out.
building. Yes, I have to cut that out, and that is a pain. Once again, we're going to have to do this negate thing, and I guess the way to do it is to create a part. There we go. Take that part, we'll call it negate entrance space. We will take it and move it and scale it. And there's going to be some doctoring to do here. Because, like I say, unconventional architecture requires a bit more planning. So there's the question of how do you want to do it. I guess I can chop out the floor over here. If I'll have these wedges over here that I'll have to cut out. Or replace. Alright, so right, so this negate part, we're going to hit negate. I know how to do this by now. We've become a master. There's the negate part, and then I got to find the floor. Oh, it turned into a union somewhere. Oh my god. Let's see if I control click that union there. Alright, let's hope it works. Did it work? I think it worked. I think it worked. Now that union is... Who's calling? Come on. One moment. Hey Mom, I'm in a live broadcast. Give me a few seconds.
Oh, okay.
Patel, hold on.
Can I just see the name?
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish this. Patel,
Okay.
first
No rush. No rush.
floor, first Patel entrance. No, floor, first Patel. Floor. Floor, first floor. I'm going to with negates. And then I'm going to drag this up. Drag it up to... Oh, this is second floor. Shoot. This is second floor. Yeah, and I'll have to then worry about getting rid of things like that, little pieces like that. But at least now... Yeah. And that. In my office. Bring this table up. Bring the desk up. Bring this desk up. And bring the 3D printer up. Getting there. A lot of work to be done. But what this lets us do, save this, and I can go back and get those details later. I just want to see how the play works now by going to play. Alright, so now run. Character goes down. Hobbies up. Good. Runs into the front of the building. Goes to this elevator this time. Gets in the elevator. This is second floor. Oops, not fourth floor. Second floor. Second floor. There you go. Goes up to the second floor. Seems like I put that too high. It's got to be brought down a bit. Comes in here, goes to the couch, sits on the couch, waits for his appointment to see Jamie or Randy, gets up, goes over, goes to Dr. Culhane's office, starts manipulating the 3D printer, goes over here, sees the object, says, well, that's way too high, sits in his chair, works at the computer for a while, and would never use an Apple. Is that an Apple? Apple sucks. Okay. Too expensive, boutique. Made some chairs in here. And then looks out over that area there and goes, oh, there's people milling about down there. Goes over here to here. goes and says, I need to have a look at what's happening, who's down there, who's at the auditorium, realizes that they need to put a piece in there. All right, so there's a lot more to do, but at least it's working. And as for the elevator here, oh, you can't call the elevator from the side, so you're stuck in the building. Too bad. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Can't get out of the building. So if you can't get out of the building, then you have to go down the stairs. Whoa! Which are all messed up. Why? Because I didn't put the floor out to the stairs yet. So now you can't make it through the stairs. Oh, you can if you jump. Wow, that's a great hobby. Look at that. Ooh, okay, that's fun. So you can play the parkour game hobby. There's also a staircase down here. Of course, the Coke machine works. That's another nice thing that Roblox has provided. Although, where'd the Coke can go? But they go flying out the window. I don't know why. Now here, you come up the stairs. You go up here, and there you got to jump. And then you go to Shirley's office, or you go to see the dean over here, or you go to the conference room over here. I have to populate. And then if you need to go to the below, you need to go, whoops, you need to go to the back, oh, okay, now. If you then need to go to the bathroom, you come down here and you go in here and you use the lavatory, which works, which I think is also cool, that you can get into the lavatory and you do your business, and then when you get off the toilet, it's turned yellow. And then you click on it, and it flushes with a flush sound. And it gets clean. Yay. So that's cool stuff. Yep. Alright. Well, we's getting there. Little by little. Little by little. Alright, time to take a break. And we'll catch up with y'all later on.